Welcome back to Access Live. As we told you earlier, Bill Cosby is now in a state prison. He will serve 3 to 10 years for the 2004 sexual assault of Andrea Constand. More than half a dozen other accusers were in the courtroom to witness the sentencing, including Lise-Lotte Lublin, who testified back in April.
Lise-Lotte and her attorney, Gloria Allred, join us right now from New York. And wow, Lise-Lotte, I'm thinking about you yesterday in that courtroom. Are you satisfied with the sentence?
I am satisfied. Having a sentence at all that allows him to be in jail is very vindicative. I'm very excited about it, and I'm starting to actually feel for the first time how happy I am.
And Gloria and Lisa, let's talk about like what is next, because there are 60 or 59 other accusers. I mean, obviously Cosby will serve his time, but Lisa, you're really involved right now in trying to extend that statute of limitations. Is that correct?
Absolutely. In Nevada, we're working for 2019 to have it abolished.
Lise-Lotte, you had a statement yesterday, a witness statement that you were not allowed to read. What were you going to say?
I was going to talk about how to a certain degree, I've moved on. It's not something I'm ever going to forget, but it's important that people understand that I'm not allowing that to define my life. That I want to get back to the happiness that I've had for so many years before I found out about this. And, you know, I have control over that. And this sentencing and him going to jail is a big part of me being able to do that.
And let's talk about what happened to you, because, I mean, I think as we heard in Andrea Constand's victim impact statement, she talked about sort of this before Cosby and who she was and after Cosby. What was your story? What happened to you in Nevada?
It was in 1989, and honestly, I met with him, and he pet my head after he gave me drinks, and I passed out. So I don't know the details of my assault, and I can't give you any details about it, but for sure, he didn't have me there and have me pass out and not do something. So I believe it, I know it, and I'm doing the best that I can with it. Finding out in 2014 was devastating for me, because that was the first moment that I realized something had happened. So I believed in him all up until that time. I didn't know about any other accusations throughout that time.
How did you find out in 2014?
My husband saw Janice Dickinson's interview, and all the details that were in her interview were so similar to mine, and he knew about mine when I met him over 18 years ago. So when he connected them, he had to call me at work and say, hey, I need you to look at this, because you're going to have to look at this and see what's going on. And I did, and I didn't talk about it for almost a day and a half. He's like, give me tell me how you're feeling. And I just was like, no, I'm good.
You were 23.
May I say that may I say too that Lisa really deserves so much credit, because she was one of the witnesses who testified at the second criminal trial of Bill Cosby, the now, who I don't even like to say his name anymore.
Right.
I prefer to say just the sexually violent predator, because that's how he has been classified as of yesterday. But she testified. She underwent a grueling cross-examination because she was what they called a prior bad act witness who was testifying to the same or similar conduct alleged by Andrea Constand. And she was just so terrific. We were so proud of her. And, you know, you also ask what's next, besides changes in the law. Of course, I have a civil lawsuit I'm pursuing. In fact, we're going to be back in Santa Monica in court this Friday in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles area, on behalf of our client Judy Huth, who alleges that she was 15 years old when she became the victim of child sexual abuse by Bill Cosby at the Playboy Mansion in Southern California.
And I'm curious, because we're in this time where we're talking about why women don't report so much, is what a lot of the headlines, and you've seen a lot of the celebrities talking and sharing their stories. Do you hope, Lisa, that, you know, as we see justice now being served, women finally are given their due and are believed when they come forward with their stories?
Absolutely. I think it sets a precedence, having him actually convicted and going to jail and spending time in jail is sending that message that people are listening we're listening, we're here to support you, and that there's a better opportunity and a better chance to be heard and believed, and the culture's changing, so
Well,
it helps.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens at the Senate Judiciary confirmation hearing tomorrow. When Dr. Christine Ford testifies. We'll see whether the United States senators on the Judiciary Committee, the Republicans, will want to or be open to believing Dr. Ford, or whether they just want to do what I call make up their minds and not worry about the facts and just vote for the confirmation of Judge Kavanaugh as the next Associate Justice of the Supreme Court.
Yesterday in the courtroom, what do you make of Bill Cosby's demeanor? He appeared to show no remorse. Did you feel that in there?
Absolutely. He was laughing and joking with the people around him. He would smirk and nod his head often, as if he didn't really understand what was happening, as if he didn't think that it was him or that it wasn't going to play out in the next hour. It was shocking and unnerving to watch, because you feel like this person is not in reality. They're not responding in a way that would make sense to you, that, you know, fear, you know, worry, things like that. Didn't see any of that.
He literally walked in and walked within inches of me. I'm talking maybe 3-4 inches as I was sitting there in the courtroom. And the lawyer sitting next to me, as well as myself, just heard him laughing as he was walking in and saying Clemente. Now, we don't know what he's talking about, whether he's talking about sports or what, but it was completely inappropriate given the fact that he was about to be sentenced potentially to prison.
Well, we have to legally say Cosby has denied any wrongdoing. What do you two say to that?
I say guilty, guilty, guilty. The jury heard all of the facts. They found beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty not only of 1 felony, not only of 2, but of 3 felony counts of aggravated indecent assault. It's hard to get a unanimous jury verdict beyond a reasonable doubt, but they came back with that, and that's why he's sitting there and will soon be transferred to the state prison for his crimes against Andrea Constand.
Well, Gloria and Lise-Lotte, thank you for joining us. Lise-Lotte, I'm glad you found your peace, and thank you for coming forward.